What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Action Sunday. And as I said before, for this week and for the next few weeks, I'm going to be looking at the American Ninja franchise. This week is no different. I'm going to be looking at American Ninja 2, or the full title is American Ninja 2, The Confrontation. I never understood the subtitle, but we'll get to that in a little bit. For anybody that's not heard of the American Ninja franchise, obviously we talked about the first one. Now let's talk about the second one. So, bit of change of location. So instead of what I assume the Orient or Mexico, where we had in the last one, here we're in the Caribbean, but they don't tell us where. They just say, oh, we're just in the Caribbean. All right, so somehow a couple of Marines have gone missing, and somehow Armstrong and Jackson, Dudikoff and Steve James, they're called to action to investigate, and from there, it slowly unravels into like a bit of conspiracy and a little bit of like I would say world domination takeover kind of thing, which is a bit cliche, which which I've seen before done in this kind of saying before, but yeah. It just goes from there. The action, if you want to call it that, is a bit of the same. I feel like it was like the same cut and paste formula that I've seen from the last movie. Whereas like I mentioned, is that when it comes to the fight scenes, I appreciate the locations this time. It's like instead of like the jungle here, it's the tropics. It's like the fight on a beach, with rocks and all that. Of course, I was thinking, holy shit, am I watching a scene out of Power Rangers, or is this American Ninja 2? I have no idea what the heck was going on, but I found it to be pretty cool. But again, like I mentioned in my last review, is like, if you want to make a ninjutsu fight or any of these fight scenes that involve ninjas, make it a little bit more fast-paced, add a little color, and clearly they try to do it, but still, like, I was expecting a little more. And that, to me, that was one of the big letdowns for this sequel. Another interesting thing that I thought was an interesting wrinkle to add to the story is like, oh, now we have super ninjas. I'm like, what makes them super? Oh, so what? They're just genetically enhanced? But spoilers ahead. But that's what you get as soon as you get into the last act. But yeah, other than that, like, there's nothing else I can say about this movie. Like, I do appreciate the fact that they change up the location, make things a little different. Like you don't want just keep the American Ninja in like one location all the time. You don't want to keep them in like the Orient or Mexico, where the hell it was in the first movie. And so to change it up, you got the Caribbean. For the next one, and I forget where. I have no idea where it is. But remember, I'm just getting my feet dipped into the whole American Ninja franchise. So maybe over time, some of these movies will grow on me. But this one, I felt like I was still expecting more. Michael Dudikoff as plain and sometimes one-dimensional he can or wouldn't, like I mentioned, he still has some growing pains there. But I will say, I hate to say this, but Steve James really tries to carry the bulk of this movie, along with Larry Poindexter, who plays Charlie, who I remember him from other feature movies, including SWAT. So I felt, even though his character is much more minor, but still, I felt like these guys were able to carry the movie better than Dudikoff, and that to me was one of the things that I kind of got ding on this review. So. Yeah, I understand there's something when it comes to Dudikoff where it's his acting ability or the way he maybe presents himself. I don't know. Maybe there's something that the fans like about it, but there is a bit of following to this movie or to any of these movies. But maybe over time it'll grow on me. Like I just feel bad for Steve James, and of course, God bless his soul. He's no longer with us. I would love to see what they do with these guys, and of course, I understand. Spoilers ahead, and Steve James does return for the sequel, but not Michael Dudikoff, and I'm gonna look into that for next time. Okay, so after much thought, when it comes to this movie and the storytelling and all that, I'm gonna give. This movie, I'm gonna give American Ninja 2. I'm gonna have to give it a 5.5 out of 10. Like, I want to rate it a little higher, but to me, like, a lot of things just hit hard. Like, as much like I said, the story wise, I think it was going in an interesting direction. Michael Dudikoff's acting, was one as it comes, And like I said, they really need. I keep saying this. Okay, I hate to sound like a broken record. Maybe they'll ramp it up in the sequels because I don't know. I've never seen all these sequels. Sequels, like I said, amp up the action, add a little blood, add a little color, instead of make me watch. It looks like a cheap Power Rangers knockoff. All right, so that does it for this week. If you want to watch American Ninja 2 or any of these movies, go do so. I found them on the Tubi app. All right, so that'll do it for now. Stay tuned in 2 weeks' time when I wrap up this entire franchise with the doubleheader of 3 and 4. All right. So with that in mind, thumbs videos, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for some more awesome exciting videos. And don't forget to buy my book. Have a good night, folks.